We just talk sports.
Right.
Yeah. We'll probably talk Major League Baseball first. Oh well, what about we'll talk about. What do you think, John? Started off with the trade deadline.
We are live and you are being heard.
Okay.
No, actually, no. Yeah, 10 seconds.
The NFL returns preseason action tonight, and it's a big one. It's on NBC. You've got the Cardinals and the Panthers out there at Canton, Ohio. We've got Tommy Thunder with a special guest reporting live here on Thursday night, Chain Gang Sports Action. It's the Chain Gang Sports Show. As always, it is live from the Flagler Voice Podcast Studios in association with the U.S. News and Entertainment Network. Things are truly better with us. Johnny Monte Carlo, along with my producer, Alan. And live from Mexico, it's Tommy Thunder with a special guest. And I got to tell you, I've got my margarita, I've got my sombrero, and I'm all ready to talk how's the weather? How's the food out there in Mexico? Tommy Thunder.
It's authentic. That's for sure. We've eaten a lot of authentic Mexican food where the waitresses don't even understand English, so we've been pointed to pictures.
That's how authentic it is. Yeah. Hey, good to have you guys, and your special guest right there to your left.
Yeah, Tim. Tim is a pastor at the Life Center in Bunnell, Florida, but also owns Palm Coast Produce, and a huge, very regretfully would like to say he's a huge Red Sox fan, if you could tell by the hat. So this has been a miserable. This has been a miserable 4 days when it comes to Major League Baseball.
Well, I tell you what, the Red Sox doing well, and one of the top 3 teams in the American League. We'll talk about that. NFL action starts up tonight, 8 o'clock, NBC, as I said, and Peacock. We give them the plug every now and then, the Cardinals.
Peacock.
In Canton, Ohio, to take on the Panthers, and it's Pickett. Imagine that. You know what? A quarterback with the name of Pickett. That's kind of rough. That's like a running back with the last name Fumbluski or something, you know. And Carson Beck, my former Miami Hurricane. I guess I got to pull for the Cardinals tonight. So NFL action starting up. We'll talk about that. We've got a lot of running backs signing big contracts, but yet they don't compare to what the contracts are for NFL quarterbacks. Hey, taking a look at baseball, we took just a moment before going on to say, hey, let's talk about the trade deadline that came up on Monday. Just a quick review of some scores today in the major leagues. The Angels win in Camden Yards in Baltimore 4-1 over the Orioles. Reds come up big winners at home against the A's 6-5. Mets, talk about big winners. They've been dominating the Guardians in Cleveland. They win it today 13-6. Brewers over the Pirates by a score of 5-2. And finally, it's the Cubs at home winning over the Blue Jays today, 3-2 in a makeup game. Some action going on right now. Tigers leading the Mariners 8-0 in the 8th inning. And one other game still going on. Phillies leading the Nationals. They've doubled them up so far, 2-1. It's early on in the second quarter, and you've got about 4 other games still to go later on tonight. So when we take a look at the draft, not the draft, but the trade deadline, a lot of action happened there at the 11th hour, so to speak, on the final day.
Well, nothing for the Yankees. Nothing good anyway. I mean, they didn't make any of the moves they said they were going to make. And of course, the Red Sox go out and do damage even in the trade deadline. And then, I mean, it's just been unbelievable. And the Dodgers getting Skubal, unfair.
Yeah, the Skubal thing, we talked about it. We had a feeling that the Dodgers, the rich get richer. And that kind of solidifies. Can you imagine what his contract, when he becomes a free agent next year, what that's going to look like?
No, can't. Well, if there's a next year, contracts, what do you think? Contracts?
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking good. It's not looking good as far as the lockout.
Yeah.
Right. And they're supposed to start the season, I think, on March 24th, I believe it is, next year, the earliest ever. And I don't see that happening.
No, me neither. Not with the way contracts go. You can't blame. I mean, the owners created the monster. So, I mean, I don't know who we're going to blame on anybody but themselves. But it's gotten completely out of hand. So,
and what's interesting is the Dodgers currently one of the coldest teams in baseball, aside from the A's, who have a 7-game losing streak. Dodgers on a 6-game losing streak. That's their longest since September, I believe, of last year. So right now they're not even the best team in baseball. Not that it matters. Still got about a third of the season left, but right now, the Brewers and the Braves, then it's the Dodgers, and then it's the American League teams. The Red Sox doing very well. I think a 7-game winning streak right now. The Braves on a 7-game winning streak. There you go.
It's amazing following up from a 15-game winning streak, a couple of losses here and there, but I mean, then that now a fresh 7. I mean, they're unbelievable. To me, best team in baseball. Gosh, does that hurt?
Yeah, 30-5 since June 25th.
Yeah, that's
a game I was at on June 25th against those Yankees.
Was it really? Yeah. Is that really the last? Wow. See what I mean? This is what I've had to do the whole time. He actually sends me these little, little digs all week. It's been rough.
Good man.
Who's that? Wilson?
Yeah.
You know the guy at the fence in Tool Time? That's what Allen is, because nobody ever sees him. They only hear his voice.
What's interesting about the deadline was you got teams that traded pieces that are still in it. Detroit trading Skubal, and they're only a game and a half out of that wild card spot. Baltimore giving up
Rushman.
A couple pieces, and they're a game out of that third wild card spot right now. So
it's a good point.
Some of these teams kind of giving up, and they're right there, in it.
Maybe it's those teams that, remember they used to tank in the NFL for draft picks, but you don't do that in Major League Baseball. That's for sure. No game.
Tanking in baseball?
Yeah, no. Be no reason to. The draft doesn't hold that much validity to it. So
the Tigers did kind of, I think, wave the white flag a little bit early there.
Well, they probably weren't going to sign him anyway, but I mean, they got something for him at least.
Hey, across the way in Tampa Bay, the Rays, I thought that was a good move. Freddie Peralta, I thought he'd have a better year this year, but then anyone connected with the Mets probably thought they'd have a better year this year.
Yeah.
And Liam Hicks coming from the Marlins to Tampa, so I think that was a good move for them. It was tough to see the Marlins lose anybody, but going back to some of the better moves, the Cubs strengthened their pitching staff. They ended up getting Clay Holmes. I like that Zephyr John from Arizona. He's a reliever there. And Tyrone Taylor coming over from the Mets. Got to give it to Tyrone. He's having a good year, actually. I thought the Mets lost something there. So the Cubs, you look at that National League going into today's action, 8 teams with 500 records or better, only 5 teams in the American League. But things can be surprising. We've talked about it before. You look at the Dodgers now. They don't even have the biggest lead in any of the right now. That goes to the Atlanta Braves, 8.5 games over Philadelphia. Going into tonight, of course, they play the Marlins tonight in Atlanta, and I expect them to probably get a win there.
Yeah, well, the Yankees got to hope for somebody to get healthy. I mean, whether it's Bellinger, it's definitely not going to be. This Judge hasn't even started any kind of baseball working out, and right now the most exciting thing going on in New York is a 20-year-old kid with George Lombard. That's about as exciting as it gets right now for us offensively. Our pitching staff is doing great. I mean, but the minute somebody gives up 3 runs, we're in trouble because we don't score 3 runs. It's probably the worst offensive production I've ever seen. I've never looked at a lineup before and seen so many guys under 250. It's incredible. I mean, it's bad. It's bad, right? I mean, how does a guy like Austin Wells, a catcher in the major leagues, the Yankees were looking to get a catcher. How does a guy like Austin Wells batting 140 still in the major leagues? That was never the case. Yeah. You bat 140, you're not anywhere near. You're not even in AAA.
Yeah, you look at the batting average, some of the top hitters throughout baseball, they're just not having a good year. Pitchers are having a great year. Pitchers are way ahead of the hitters. And look at the resurgence now of the Diamondbacks and the Padres now. Just in the last couple of weeks, they both have moved into wild card positioning, and they were falling off the pace quite a bit there around the All-Star break. So it's shaping up to be a great year, great finish, the final third of the regular season in Major League Baseball. Keep track of what's going on. If you're a Marlins fan, they've fallen off the pace once again. But again, we've still got about 40-something games, close to 50 games left. Anything can happen. And now we're approaching the best time of the year, where you have college football starting up in about another 2.5, 3 weeks, and the NFL again tonight, preseason action. I know it's just the preseason, and what you mainly look for in those 3 to 4 weeks of preseason is not to have any injuries, but we're seeing a lot of ACL injuries, Tommy Thunder.
Really?
Yeah, the ACL is tough to protect. It's very vulnerable out there. These guys are giving it all that they've got to win a position.
Big teams.
So you can't discount it out there in training camp. They're battling the elements. You feel the heat and humidity here in Florida. That's always a tough thing to deal with. And if you can, what's the old saying? New York, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. And I say in Florida, if you can make it as an athlete in an outdoor sport, you can make it anywhere.
I don't know. Maybe we get Sinatra to do a remake of that.
That's right. Florida. Yeah. I don't know if it's so good we got to name it twice, but I think once is fun, just fine for me. Hey, Wyndham Championship. That's at Sedgefield Country Club in Greensboro, North Carolina. Have you played that course, Tommy Thunder?
I have not played that course, but it's not a big leaderboard, not a lot of big names, but there's guys that you hope get their first wins, like a Thagala and Bud Cauley from Bunnell, Florida. Throw it out again for Tricia Bullock's cousin. Be nice to see him. Hey, listen, the guy's he's making runs, and he's got a victory, so it's golf at this time of the year. This is all the FedEx Cup stuff. All the majors are done, so now it's the FedEx Cup, and we'll see some good golf down towards the end, and then you got the President's Cup in September. So. I mean, golf isn't totally off the map, but it's going to be Major League Baseball, college football, NFL. That's what we're going to be talking about for the next weeks to come. I was going to wear my fantasy football ring today, but I left it in the hotel room.
Hey, you get these late signings, and I know you probably saw. I know you're out there on a special assignment there in Mexico, but Stephon Diggs signing with the Commanders now, so he'll be playing second banana to Terry McLaurin. But maybe that's good. Maybe because the focus won't be on him. Maybe he'll have a respectable season out there.
Yeah. Don't they have who else do they have? Don't they have the wide receiver from San Francisco? Deebo Samuel.
Oh, no. Deebo Samuel is back in San Francisco.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yes, he has re-signed. Well,
there you go. So now it is McLaurin and Diggs. Well, Diggs will be a good number 2. I thought they were going to have a 3-headed monster, but that's not the case. Well, thank you, Monte Carlo, for doing all the follow-up there.
Oh, not a problem. Not a problem. I know you're out there traveling around, and, I know you try to keep abreast of what's going on, but when you're out there on special assignment.
I can't even get ESPN because it's in Spanish. So I'm trying to get it on my phone. Even my phone goes into Spanish mode, so I don't know what to do.
1 year, $12 million for Diggs in Washington. So it's a 1 year trial run for him.
12 million, not a bad 1 year run. And you know, let me tell you, Daniels is a good quarterback.
Yeah.
And if he stays healthy, you know, they could be good. You know, it's going to be, I'll tell you what, the NFL is going to be interesting this year. I really believe that. I think New England's going to be there. I know you're a big Jet. You'll have to know that Tim is a huge Jet fan.
Somebody has to be.
What's that?
Somebody has to be.
No, he's definitely not a Jet fan.
May as well.
Yeah. Buffalo Bills. Here we go, the Mafia. But it should be an interesting football season. I really believe that, you know, it's going to be exciting. You know, if the Cowboys make that Max Crosby move like they're talking about, because Jerry Jones says he's willing to give up the future to grab one more big name player, and I know the Raiders are trying to get, you know, because they're not going to sign Crosby. They're going to try to unload him in the next few weeks, and we'll see if something happens. But everything's wide open, each division. I mean, it really is wide open.
It is wide open. You mentioned the Cowboys, and it causes me to think of a video I saw yesterday. I believe it was on X, and it was CeeDee Lamb catching footballs. They were zipping them into him, and he was wearing a net over his upper body, I guess to simulate limited vision, maybe to simulate when the sun gets in your eyes out there at AT&T
I haven't seen
Stadium.
that one yet. Maybe there's mosquitoes where he is at.
I don't know. That's the first thought that comes to mind. Either that or he's practicing to be a beekeeper. But, you know, he was catching them. He was doing pretty good. He was ripping them off there, you know, like he was out there at the scouting combine. He was just pulling them down, no problem. Hey, you saw where these running backs now have been signing, like pretty much every day now.
So who do we got? You got to keep me abreast. Who's recently signed?
Yeah, well, Bijan Robinson signed in Jonathan Taylor with a 2-year, $44 million extension. And now you got Jahmyr Gibbs. You know, they were saying, wait a second, he's basically a third of that, if not half of that Lions offense. And they were wondering when he's going to get signed. Well, it's a 3-year deal. This just broke, I think, within the last couple of hours, $67.5 million.
Well, let me tell you something. Without Gibbs, Detroit made the right move going and doing that signing because he's young. He's still good. He's fantastic. And he's like one of those Swiss Army knives. He does it all. Catches balls out of the backfield.
Yeah.
Great in open spaces.
Lines up as receiver. I'm not sure what took so long. I guess they wanted to see. But despite him being the highest paid running back in NFL history, that's only like a little over $22 million a year. And you look at these
quarterbacks. These guys that are franchise tag, they're getting $50 million.
Oh, yeah. In the last 3 seasons, I believe, $50 million for a quarterback, right? Tua signed for that. Boy, that was money thrown away. They should have just thrown that out of the window there on I-95. $50 million. So what's it doing for them now? What can you say? A bad investment. We'll see him in a preseason game, I believe, down in Miami. I wonder what kind of reception he's going to get when the Falcons come into Hard Rock Stadium there. Tua will probably be quarterbacking. But yeah, $50 million, that's become the standard for a quarterback now. But you look at these extensions, and it seems like these guys are making at least $1 million per game now. And I was just playing around with that thought. If you did that for all 53 players on the roster, that would be $901 million a season. Boy, I tell you what, it's tough to afford an NFL team these days.
Look at you pulling out the math. Johnny the engineer.
And that's a conservative estimate. That's just $1 million a game. You look at somebody like Gibbs making $22 million, but of course that makes up for the guys that are playing for the bare minimum. So, but in all,
bare minimum, don't be sad. It's $1 million a year. So,
oh yeah, you know what? That's not too shabby.
Yeah,
we'll take it any day. So yeah, the NFL starting up, and as I said, college football in the last week of August. We'll have that. We'll have a lot to talk about. Major League Soccer right now. I don't know if you saw where Messi came up with a couple of goals.
Oh, Messi's back.
Yeah, Messi, you know, his first game back, he hasn't really had with the Inter Miami club, which they're on the brink of being the top team in Major League Soccer right now. But Messi gets a couple of goals. That's in that League's Cup play. They ended up with a 4-2 win.
Being in Mexico, where soccer is king, where there's no question about it. But if we call it soccer, since we're in their country, I'll call it football. Football is king. They are not Messi fans here. Big time, anti-Messi here. They believe that in the World Cup he got all the calls. And they believe that he's not the GOAT. He's far from the GOAT. Of course, that goes to anybody but Messi, put it that way.
Right. Well, I can understand that. Absolutely. Hey, the Chain Gang Sports Show, heard every Thursday, 6:30 to 7:30 live, as always, from the Flagler Voice Podcast Studios in association with the U.S. News and Entertainment Network. Things are better with us. We appreciate your like, your follow, the share, and subscribe. Chain Gang Sports Show also heard on Mondays, our 30-minute show. And again, always live. We invite your call tonight, 386-251-8100. And you get to talk sports with us. Maybe give us your thoughts on what your team did as far as any moves this past Monday. Like I said, being a Marlins fan, being from South Florida, I'm just glad they kept that team intact for what good it does. I mean, it's good to see that they just didn't get rid of all their productive players.
Well, with 40 games left, there's I think there's going to be some obviously shifts at the top of multiple divisions. I believe the Red Sox will definitely take over the East. They're playing way too good a baseball with a lot with a lot of great pieces in play. I mean, Rutschman, did they need him? I mean, I think they went out and made a good trade. He's better than what the catches are now, but he's on the injured reserve. So, I mean, who knows how he comes out? But he's what was that little thing you sent me about Rutschman and better than what we have as far as
it was definitely a weak spot in the lineup. They're getting no production from catcher, nothing at all. And you got Roman Anthony potentially starting a rehab assignment here in the next few days.
Oh, that's right.
You got Crochet is now throwing pitches again, so it could be 6 weeks from seeing Crochet come back, and then you get Meade back by the end of the year potentially. And this lineup, as good as it is, could look a lot different here in about 6 weeks.
Wow, that's scary. I didn't even realize that. You don't even need a trade deadline. All you need is the injured reserve to come off.
Then you got Franklin Arias, who went deep yesterday in AAA. He's hitting .582 now since they called him up to AAA. So how long can you keep Arias at the AAA level? We might be seeing him too.
You see what I've had to deal with? It's very frustrating. But I mean, he definitely knows his Red Sox baseball, and it's an exciting time to be a Red Sox fan. Let's face it. I mean, we're here to cover sports, and let's say what it is. And they are. I mean, I look at them playing, and they just play unbelievable. And you know what I love about them? They're chippy. Did you see that the little bump at first base? You think that first of all, Contreras is not somebody you mess with. He's looking for a reason.
Yeah,
he just looks for a reason. If you look at him wrong,
that was part one. Then he came around to score and he took a glove to the face by Connor Wong. So there was
really.
Yeah.
I didn't see part two of that.
Yeah, so there's kind of a double payback.
Tim and I, he showed me it, and we were watching it together, and he tells me, watch Sonny Gray pats him on the shoulder to calm him down a little bit. And before it even happened, Tim goes, it was old school baseball. Yeah. Next pitch, Sonny Gray put it right into the back of into the backside of the next White Sox hitter. So I mean, it was truly old school baseball. The Red Sox are doing everything right, and they are playing baseball the way you would want any of your teams to play. They're together, close-knit group. I got
this. That's what a standing ovation sounds like. I believe.
Tell Wilson, stop hiding behind the fence. There he is, the Red Sox boy.
You know what's
I'm going to raise my sombrero on that one. I tell you what, that was a nice round of applause there in regards to the Red Sox. And you know what, the Red Sox, you look at how they started out. Wow, we were just saying how amazing it is that they were one of the it was like they were the armpit of the American League there for a while. And they've emerged now in the last couple of months. They've had the long winning streak. They're on one now.
30 and
That's a
5,
team.
like you said, 30 and 5 in their last 35 games. 30 and 5.
Only 25 teams have gone 30 and 5 in a run. 25 teams in the history of baseball.
Wow. That's incredible.
Think about the possibilities.
An exciting season coming down, and your Patriots. It's the only thing I can say. Like the only thing I've had to defend myself all week has been the New York Knicks, and that's really losing it. It's a little old.
The Yankees are still the second team, right? As far as the betting favorites to win the World Series, the Dodgers won. The Yankees are still 2.
Are they really?
Yeah,
that's depending on everybody coming back. I mean, the pitching is there. Who do they have pitching? But I mean, you guys have Crochet coming back, Roman Anthony, Arias, Mead. I mean,
well, and I think the Dodgers too. It's more speculative. They're counting on that 5-headed monster, Yamamoto. Potentially get Blake Snell back off the DL. Potentially get Glasnow back off the DL. Get Shohei back on the mound.
And then
Scooble.
Woo! Well, that's scary too.
Potentially.
Again, yeah. That's like the Yankees potentially having Judge, Bellinger, Giancarlo coming back as well. So, I mean, it's interesting.
We got a little Tim Thunder going on down there.
Tim Thunder, yeah, he's creating the boom out there all the way from Mexico. Must be cloudy skies. Hey, think about that though. In regards to the Red Sox, the 30 and 5, that is pretty remarkable. And they don't look like they're slowing down. And should they make it all the way to the World Series, and the Dodgers were to be there as well, looked like the Red Sox held their own against the Dodgers this past week. They weren't intimidated.
No, they went in there and like they've done everywhere. Listen, it's 30 and 5. That's all you have to say. And Tim believes he was the reason that it's happened because he was at Fenway Park. So here we go.
I think God's a Red Sox fan.
By the way, Tim's a pastor. Monte Carlo. Tim's also a pastor in Flagler County. So,
Beantown is one of the all-time great sports cities. I mean, you look at all the championships. So to be a Red Sox fan, you can feel good about that. It took a while there. Remember Curt Schilling with the bloody sock?
The bloody sock. I watched that yesterday because I have it on TV.
What was that, a 30 for 30?
Yeah. There was a YouTube version of it. So they don't call it, obviously, ESPN's 30 for 30, but they give you their version with some guy from some English accent giving you the play-by-play of that game. So,
what did you guys think about Skubal coming out there in his first appearance for the Dodgers? He pitched well. He had 6 strikeouts. They lost, but that was just a matter of timing. They didn't give him any run support. But you think he's going to be, like flourishing with this team just as much, if not more so, than he did with the Tigers?
Well, I can tell you, Tim is right. I mean, if you get a Glasgow back and Blake Snell back, and then added with the
get Ohtani back on the mound because he hasn't been pitching.
Yeah, you get the 2 Japanese guys going.
There's a lot of ifs there. I think we're too quick to maybe give them that because of the two World Series in a row, right? The Dodgers, but I think we got to take Milwaukee very seriously.
Yeah,
and Milwaukee's got the best plus minus in all of baseball.
Yeah,
Milwaukee's arguably got the best pitching staff right now.
Yeah,
they got the best number 1. The guy's going to strike out. He's going to throw 106 miles an hour. He's going to strike.
Isn't that incredible? I mean, do you think that's incredible? I mean, I'm blown away by it because he throws. Now he did have a little arm fatigue, which happens with a guy who throws that, and he's not a big guy as far as
He's young too. He's very young.
Yeah.
And best plus minus in the league, and you got number 1 that nobody wants to go against. He's going to strike out 12, 14 a game.
And they do it with. There's not a lot of big names on that team either. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the Red Sox lineup. I mean, if you were to put it in on paper, you're going to sit there and say, "Wow, who?" But don't get me wrong. The Dodgers are still,
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. The Braves are in front of the Dodgers right now too.
That's true.
Standing, so you can't, they're pitching and they're
right.
formidable opponent.
Yeah.
But
good pitching beats good hitting all the time. Yeah. I mean, and it's going to be the team that gets hot, and comes down to, this. It's going to be a fun pennant race, I believe. I mean, I love the fact that there is a teams like Milwaukee, like the Red Sox, that have guys that not a lot of big name guys on there, guys that they've brought up through their system. That's always great. I mean, the Yankees had that a couple times with with every, I mean, you think about it, everybody used to say everybody buys their teams, and we do have big payrolls. Well, now you don't have a big payroll.
It's still top 10.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, I'm saying is like, people always forget the Yankees' core four was Pettit, Mariano Rivera, Bernie Williams. They all came, and Jeter, all came through the system. So, I mean.
Well, gentlemen, we are at halftime.
Is that
and
what the
it's
music
a
was?
good time. It's like the 7th inning stretch. Now we're talking baseball here. You can stretch your
What
legs.
did you guys get for food? No food?
I only brought my my lime margarita in honor of you being out there in Mexico, and I got my sombrero in case the lights here in the studio.
If I would have known you guys didn't have a food sponsor, I would have went down to one of the street tacos on the corner.
Well, we were counting on you having chimichangas.
Yeah, well, Jimmy left. Yeah, no changa. Jimmy and changa both.
He's down here trying to find a hot dog. This guy. Nathan's hot dog. It's going to be a Nathan's hot dog.
That's I'm glad you brought that up, because we were in the airport and I went to get a hot dog in Atlanta, right? Yeah, and it said Nathan's. I went to it was ballpark for sure. I know a Nathan's hot dog, and it was a stale bread. So it serves me right for trying to eat in the airport.
Yeah, that's
How
what.
much did it cost?
I don't even know. When you tap these days, you don't even realize what you're paying.
Like $9.
Well, yeah. I tell you what, we all went out to dinner last night. Me and the four pastors. I feel like it's me and the four pastors. We went to a Mexican restaurant, unbelievable, authentic. The food was unbelievable. And this guy here, like I told you, this brother can eat like you've never seen. He goes, I'll take one of these. And we're not talking like one taco. He's like one plate. This is no joke. And then asked me if I was going to finish mine.
And he gave it to me. So.
And he ate it. And he's in amazing shape. Speaking of shape, we embarked on a mountain climb.
Speaking of shape,
Yeah, we went on a mountain climb, and this was in a whim. We're going to climb Mount whatever it was called, Mount Sinai or something.
Cerro de la Silla. It's called the Mountain of the Saddle here. It's a very popular mountain. Monterey is also known as the City of Mountains. So we decided on our rest day to go hiking, and some of us made it up to the top.
Yeah. I was the guy passing the water out and filming as they came down. I made it 1,500 meters, and I got to tell you, listen, this is no joke. When we were walking up, he's in my ear the whole time going, nobody's going to make it. This is hard. He's a hiker. I don't hike. I don't backpack, mountain climb. I don't even like camping.
You do run to the bathroom, though.
What's that?
You do run to the bathroom, though.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where that came from.
speed walking.
You just run to the bathroom when we got here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They run the. But so we decided to, like he says, embark on this. So just walking up to the base, you had to go through this little park and in a little subdivision. And I'm telling you what, I was defeated right there because
First defeat on his face before we hit the actual trail.
But I mean, I was sitting there telling him the whole time, going, brother, I'm good. I've done for 18 straight days before I made this trip. I was on the treadmill doing 2 miles every day for 18 straight days. So I was like, this is going to be easy. And he goes, well, this is a mountain. I said, well, I put the elevation on the treadmill. I do it elevated. But I'm telling you, John, when I tell you, brother, this was not a path. This was jagged rocks up and an incline like you've never seen before. Put it this way. I made it to 1,500. These guys all made it to the top. But coming down, nobody was prepared to what they went through to get to the top. They made it to the top. Even a 70-year-old man, one of the pastors, Dusty, made it up to the top. And
How does that make you feel?
But nobody counted on the fact coming down is just as hard. So everybody drank their water on the way up, had no water for the return walk. And coming down at that steep angle, your toes are squished in the front of your shoes. It was the most brutal thing. And I only did 1,500 meters. These guys went 5,000.
I was back at the hotel.
I took a nap and back and went and picked them up as they're coming down. They were ripping cactuses open on the trail to suck the water out of the cactus. That's how bad they were dying of thirst.
Look at that.
Anything, drinking, going into the garbage and grabbing old water bottles.
I wasn't there.
But anyway, we did the healthy thing, and but the view from of the Monterey Stadium, which is gorgeous.
Oh yeah. I got a good view from that.
Yeah.
You got a view
it's
from your
been
hotel
amazing.
room?
What's that?
You got a view from where you are now of outside the hotel?
Yeah.
To the Monterey Stadium? No.
Oh no, that's right. It's on the other side.
Just from the mountain, yeah.
Yeah,
From the
we can
mountain.
give you mountain views before we go. We'll walk the laptop out to the fourth. You will have to go on the ride on the elevator with us. To
Now,
the fourth.
both of you have been to Mexico before, though, right?
Not Monterey.
Not
Not
Monterey.
Monterey.
Cancun,
Oh.
where pina coladas and poolside. This is not pina coladas and poolside. We pastored, and as I told you, Tim is a pastor, and we went and talked to the convicted cartel members in the Mexican prison. So there's 4 Americans going into a Mexican prison to talk to 8,000 inmates that are in there from, and talking to them about surrendering themselves to God and coming out and being better people in life. And
Yeah, it's been powerful. They said it was the first time that 4 U.S. citizens walked into a Mexican prison, or any amount of U.S. citizens walked into a Mexican prison. One of the men with us here has a relationship with a guy whose father used to run that jail. So it all just kind of worked out, and we got access, and we've been there twice, and we're going back on
Saturday to do the
And,
famous.
and he's been up there
I've been up there.
telling his story too.
Yeah, and what a story it is. Tommy the Hurricane. I'm changing my nickname.
He's in there-
Don't be the Hurricane.
He's in there singing Bob Dylan songs.
I was going to say, is there any kind of news coverage or anything? About
there's
this?
not,
Because-
which we're probably glad for, because maybe
Right.
we're not exactly the most liked country in the world,
Yeah.
and especially in the situation in Mexico. But we are under the religious umbrella, I think, right? That gives us a little bit.
Yeah, and they protect us in there, and it's not, there's 8,000 people at this facility, but they don't force people to come. It's just kind of if you want to. So we had 30 or 40 in our group today that we were ministering to, and the other group had another 40 or 50, and then the families came in. So it's a small percentage that actually even want to, but we are welcomed very, very cordially, very nicely
It's
by those who want to hear from us. Yeah.
And so and the reason I brought it up too is because the podcast that we, the power of will and
Seriously, you got your phone on down there dinging too?
is that me?
This guy's on his phone all the time.
Uncle Paulie sent a text message.
Tell him to call.
Yeah, let me remind everyone that you can give us a call. It's a live show, 386-251-8100.
He just said he's on a roof. He's on a roof, but they're watching the show. He's on a
It's
roof.
on a roof.
In
Up on the
Star
roof.
Lake, New York. But
He probably has
Paulie's
better
really-
reception
He
there.
might, that might be a little bit better.
Yeah, but the reason I brought it up too is the Pastor Jose and Pastor Will both have podcasts on our network, and they're a part of it. So we're going to be doing their stories outside on the in front of the mountains tomorrow for the podcast. So make sure you tune into their podcasts as well, and some powerful stuff.
We get back to sports here.
Yeah, let's get back to sports. Who diverted that? Did I do that? I was plugging for the other podcasts.
Hey, just to say though, it's great to hear that you've been well received over there, because let's face it, when you leave the country, when you leave the good old USA, it's like you got a target on your back anywhere you go. It seems like these days, and it's almost like playing in Philadelphia.
That's good. I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, it's Philadelphia.
That's
the only
right.
city
A little
that-
bit of pressure, a rough crowd.
Yeah, throw snowballs at Santa Claus.
Now, when do you guys come back by any chance?
Monday, late Monday.
Late Monday.
Late Monday. Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
see about doing our morning recorded show Monday morning, but it's gonna be tough. But if not, we.
You might be able. What time is it?
Oh, yeah.
Because we're going to be at the Hilton at the airport.
Oh, okay, yeah. So then there's a good chance, Johnny. You and I will be able to do it Monday.
Oh, well, that's good. And this is the kind of thing that we want to do more of, and even to take the show out on the road as many times as we can each and every week. We've got places to go, people to see, and talking sports. But we have to talk about this trip though, because it's a great thing that what you're doing out there, and a certain amount of risk, but you guys are well received, and God bless you guys doing a fine job out there. How's
Appreciate
the
it.
weather compared to Florida, though?
It's the same.
It's the same, less humid though. I'll tell you, it's less humid.
Is it like, yeah? Well, we're on the mountains.
You don't feel like you're walking out to a sauna. It's just hot.
Yeah,
Right.
it is hot.
I could tell you, it's not great weather here at this time. Like you say, humid, and
You guys still
temperatures
get
have
rain
been.
every day?
Well, yeah, rain pretty much. In fact, it was raining just prior to coming into the studio tonight.
That's
and
good
it's
for a produce guy. Rain's good, right?
yeah, hey, nothing wrong with that.
Not too much though. Not too
Yeah,
much.
it's not
But there's something interesting in the city of Monterey. I've noticed in talking to a couple of people. There's this divide between soccer, like football, soccer, between CF Monterey and the other team, Tigres, the Tigers. The
Yeah.
Tigres. And there's this sharp divide. Apparently, they have this long-standing rivalry in the city between these two teams.
Yeah.
It's like it is 50-50.
Yeah.
And it is. They'll fight over this stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
we all know that they get serious about that.
it's like if the Yankees and Red Sox and Mexican soccer shared a city. It's the weirdest. It's the weirdest.
I like that analogy. That's
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Speaking of baseball, in Seattle today, it was, man, did the Mariners even show up? They lose before the home crowd, big time, 11-0, the final score. The Tigers get the win. See, that goes right back to the very beginning of the show tonight, where we were talking about the Tigers there, and did they pull the plug on them a little too early? Here they come up with a big win, and they've been winning since Skubal left. Isn't that just the way sometimes you see a premier
does.
athlete leave his team, and then the team
They
that
get
he
hot.
left flourishes?
Yeah, they're a game out now after that, and yeah, I mean, it's not like they landed a big jackpot for him either. Like Baltimore did well when they gave up the catcher there to Baltimore.
Rushman, yeah.
But they got three good prospects out of that.
Yeah, well,
Detroit didn't get too much in return.
No, and that they had talked about that before I was leaving. That what they were trying to, what the Dodgers were also talking about doing, and what the potential was that they were going to send.
Tigers lost Casey Mize also.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
Oh, they did.
Yes.
Where did Mize go?
Mize went to
Oh. One other score, just want to let you know about out there in Mexico, and for whoever is a Phillies fan, because Stormin Norman is, and if he's watching tonight, he already knows he's plugged in all things Philadelphia, but they're winning right now 6-1 at home over the Nationals. The Nationals have fallen on hard times, and they're not playing in the nation's capital tonight. That Philadelphia crowd that I mentioned, that's what they're having to go up against. They're in the top of the fourth with one out right now. Nationals look like they're going to drop another one later on tonight at 7:10. That's about right now. In fact, it's the White Sox at Fenway Park to take on the Red Sox. The Battle of the Sox, as I said earlier, the Braves hosting the Marlins tonight. That game about to get started. Twins in Kansas City to take on the lowly Royals, and the Padres and the Diamondbacks. Yes, the Friars and the D-backs get together tonight in Arizona to see who takes the lead on perhaps a wild card spot. Right now, they're ahead of the Marlins, so we'll see what's happening. And yes, as far as that Casey Mize thing, I believe you were maybe looking.
He went to San Diego.
San Diego, the Padres.
They're only two out of that final wild.
And you know what? They didn't get rid of Mason Miller either.
I was about to say that. Mason Miller. We were thinking maybe the Yankees would come up with him.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, the Yankees were smart enough that Bednar actually did get hot. So with Bednar, he's actually been pitching well. I mean, listen, it's not pitching. When we lose 2-1, 3-1, that's what we're losing. We're not getting smoked, although I'm sure he showed me one that was like they gave up 11 to the Cardinals in the first game, something.
Yeah, most of the season.
Yeah.
They just scored 3 or 4 runs.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, there was the kid Weathers that pitched the other day that got the win.
Ryan Weathers, former Marlin, yeah.
8 games that he has pitched that the Yankees didn't put up 1 run in 8 of his starts this year. That's incredible. So
You know,
anyway,
that's the thing about pitchers. A lot of times you're lucky to get a no decision because if your team isn't hitting well, and the Yankees in more than a couple of categories are the worst in baseball, not just in the worst in the American League, but the worst in baseball. And I think batting average, there's about 2 or 3 categories right now. They're literally the worst in the major league. So if you're a pitcher and you're looking to get some run support, everyone needs that. You can't go out there and throw a 3-hitter every game and allow just 1 run. You gotta have that run support. That's something the Dodgers definitely, but right now they're not doing that either with that 6-game losing streak. Have the Dodgers now set themselves up to be maybe the most hated team in America's pro sports?
he says, yeah,
Coming from from my perspective, for sure. I think
yeah,
so.
wow, yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I got to be honest with you. Now I see why people hated. If you either love the Yankees, which the Yankees have an amazing fan base for all the years that been being there, but there were people that always called it the evil empire. You know, the Yankees because they bought everything. They were this. The Dodgers have now taken that reign easily. They've taken that reign, and they're not shy. They'll spend every penny as example of going out and getting Scooball with a payroll that's absolutely insane. But you know what? We see with the Mets having the second biggest payroll doesn't always pay.
No, it doesn't always pay, and the Mets are proving that.
Oh man,
Up and down the lineup. Yeah, big money gone to waste.
Yeah,
but yeah, the Dodgers. I was thinking about that earlier today. I was thinking, with the money that they're, and what's happening, and that they're always in position to get the next big thing. And the way they structure and creating this apparent lockout next season, they are going to be the most hated team. I mean, when they lose, you feel good, even if your team loses as well. So I think that's where they're headed right now. But I've always have liked the Dodgers to a degree. They're on the left coast, as we say here in Florida. We're out here on the East Coast, and but yeah, they're going to be like a lot of what was it? The Lakers, I think. It's chic to be wearing Dodgers hats and jerseys like the Yankees hat, right? Even if you're not a Yankees fan, you buy or a Red Sox hat. I got to say a Red Sox hat as well.
The Dodgers have also gone universal with Ohtani and Yamamoto and welcoming. These guys are worldwide superstars too. So
yeah,
they've got that.
That they have.
Is there like the Cowboys were for so many years, in fact, decades, referred to as America's team? Is there a team in Major League Baseball that's America's team? And was that the Dodgers?
No,
I don't know if it was ever. I think it's tough when it's one of these polarizing cities. Like it can't be Boston, it can't be New York, right? It has to be. I mean,
yeah,
Dallas was. Remember, the Braves were America's team in the '90s, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
Because it's this likable team that comes up out of nowhere. I don't know that.
Maybe the Cubs. The Cubs, possibly.
Cubs could be.
Yeah, I don't know. They've been around a long time. I mean, like you say, it's and we talk about America's team, like the Cowboys. That's you don't hear that said as much anymore because they haven't won anything.
Yeah, they're irrelevant.
Yeah, they really are. And Jerry Jones has become an unlikable, like a George Steinbrenner was, an unlikable figure. So it's been, it's interesting.
Question for you, Johnny. What do you know about this Orlando group trying to get an MLB franchise in there? Have you seen anything about that?
I hear about that off and on. Personally, I think, Major League Baseball in Orlando, what's that going to be? Like the I-4 rivalry? You've got Tampa and then Orlando. Is that a little too close? 4 teams in the state of Florida? It'd be interesting. I mean, were they calling them the Dream?
Or Dreamers, yeah. They were
the Dreamers.
But here's the thing. Major League Baseball gave 2 teams ultimatums. The A's and the Rays. They both had to come up with new stadiums, and they had to figure something out.
The A's are going to Vegas.
The A's have gone to Vegas, and the Rays they had gotten a little bit of they put it on hold because the stadium blew down with the hurricane. Now the owner of Jacksonville buying the Rays, what's his name? What's the owner of the Jackson? Yeah, something Khan. Anyway,
Yeah. Right, Khan for the Jaguars.
but he bought the Rays, so maybe. Well, I guess if there's a group trying to put up a baseball team, then that's not going to be the case. But I mean, Tampa, they have to build a new stadium, either in St. Pete or in Tampa, and they have to do it. They have to make a decision.
Does potentially with Shad Khan? Do they potentially
Merge.
get the Rays to come over to Orlando? And then you still got a baseball team over there. You just got to come to Orlando. But there's a lot of money behind this group, and they're looking to build a 45,000 seat stadium there in Orlando. And
well, there's definitely enough real estate to do that. I mean, Orlando is a massive spread, so.
And it would be, the thing with the A's moving to Vegas, you got a really tough situation for them. They're playing in Sacramento at a AAA ballpark.
Yeah.
And they've been doing that.
The Rays did that last year,
Yeah.
playing in the Yankees field. I mean, that was weird. But so.
I would think maybe a team in Jacksonville. You got a little separation there between Tampa, Jacksonville. I think that would be good placement. And then you have to ask yourself, a team in Orlando, would they be an American League, National League? Would that be cause for some realignment in baseball?
Well, there's been some talk of realignment for sure that would actually put teams where they're, and they would try to keep certain teams together, but you would have 4-team divisions, and like you'd have the AL Northeast, for instance, which would include the Yankees and the Red Sox.
Right.
But then they would include Philly in that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they did it in football. I mean, they did make some changes.
That would be interesting, the Phillies and the Yankees and the Red Sox.
Yeah, right.
And the Mets. So it would be the Yankees, Red Sox, Mets, and Phillies. Think about that as a division.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'd be all for that. And then maybe just get all the Florida teams in one division, too.
The Braves, Marlins. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That would save on fuel costs.
That actually sounds funny.
Well, it would save on travel. I think it's part of it. Talk about ruffling some feathers, shaking up. You got the Mets going to the American League and the Phillies potentially going to the American League.
Yeah. And having the Mets and Yankees play that many times. But again, like you say, the money saved on travel. And at $4 a gallon, I think my thing is with however you want to do it, however man, I hate the squeaky chair, but I mean, however you're going to do it, when is it going to come down? Because they always say things can't come down, or you can't reverse certain things. They can make it to where it's affordable for families to go to baseball again. I mean, we talked about that. You and I talked about it at dinner. I mean, that you can go to a certain games, not at Yankee Stadium, and probably not at Fenway, even but White Sox on the south side of Chicago, you can get tickets there for $20 and bring a family, even though the beers are still $15 and Coke's at $10 and a hot dog's $10. I mean, that still doesn't make it affordable, but
no,
anyway.
It adds up. And parking, boy, would you see what people are paying for parking at these NFL games, especially $50 to park your car.
Yeah, okay, so $50 to park your car, $100 a ticket, 4 family members, $400. It's unbelievable. It's hard. And granted, and now they've made it even more difficult to just watch it at home, because you have to have either Netflix or Prime or something, and that becomes expensive. Having 3 different packages you're trying to streamline.
That's it. Want to see your team in action, make it affordable, get a broadcasting degree and cover your team for a media outlet. That's about the only way. It might be easier that way. Go to Syracuse University and get a communications degree.
That's right. There was a time ESPN, everybody, it was the Syracuse South Stadium, Syracuse South Employment Agency.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Hey, WNBA action tonight. I know you like that, Tommy Thunder. We talk about it often at 7 p.m. It's the Aces and the Fever. They've already got started. Sparks and the Lynx and the Tempo and the Fire. And you're a Liberty fan, are you not?
I am. New York. Of course I am.
No surprise there. Hey, one thing, I don't know if you bet on the ponies, anybody in the studio or anything, but did you see the Kentucky Derby now? We were talking not too long ago about how the fact that they're not really seeing a Triple Crown winner. It's been now, about a good 11 years, and it's probably
6 Triple Crown. Yeah, but do you remember that span we had with Triple Crowns when we affirmed an alley dog was before we just had one, not long ago. But.
Back in 77, 70. Well, American Pharaoh. What was that?
Right,
20.
that was in the 2000s. I mean, we
Right,
waited
2015.
30 years at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and now the thing is, you don't see any possibility because you're not seeing anybody racing
Running
the
both,
Derby
yeah.
winner in the Preakness. Yes,
Right,
But-
not running all 3 races because they say it's about resting. I
Yes.
don't get that. They'll lose.
but now they're saying that the Preakness is going to be run. They're going to hold that all the way to it's going to be on a Sunday now. It's going to be on May 23rd, and then the Belmont Stakes will be just not even 2 weeks, I believe, after that, or about a little less than 2 weeks. It'll be on a Saturday. So now they're talking about, because NBC has just now signed, it's a big package. I think it runs through 2032. So a lot of money involved. There's going to be like a 6-race championship kind of thing that might capture, horse racing fans. That's going to make these races meaningful. It's going to be,
Well, let's face what drives that. Gambling drives all that.
Exactly.
So, I mean, like I said, you can vote, the Super Bowl and the World Cup prove that. I mean, what the records that they put out there for the amount of bets and money that was wagered on those games. And I mean, even in the NFL Super Bowl, you can bet on the coin flip. You think it's 50-50, but it's not. There's more, I guess it weighs more to the tail side. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, the money that was bet on the World Cup, it causes me to think of, what was that, the late great astronomer, Dr. Carl Sagan, how he would say billions and billions of stars when he would be on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Yes, that takes you way back. But that's what the money is, billions and billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. What did we say just last week? More money was bet on that than the Super Bowls, than 10 Super Bowls combined. I didn't think that was possible.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Yes, money definitely. There was a time when betting was a taboo. The NFL especially, they didn't want to be associated with it.
Yeah, once the hooks came into that, everybody got involved. Now it's FanDuel. Soon they're going to have stadiums. You're going to
Speaking of the
see.
Super Bowl, the Rams are the far and away betting favorite to win the Super Bowl.
I know, and then I guess Aaron Donald's coming.
Buffalo and Seattle are 2 and 3 tied.
Aaron Donald coming back. It sounds like all things are pointing to that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be. Can you imagine that Aaron Donald and Myles
shocked,
Garrett?
you know what shocked me? Guess the 4th team they have was the betting favorite to win the Super Bowl.
Patriots.
No, you're not going to get it.
Come on, I'm not going to get it.
They didn't make the playoffs last year. I don't believe. Baltimore.
Oh,
Baltimore Ravens, number 4, with that horrible defense.
horrible defense. You lose Harbaugh, which
You
to
think it'd
me,
beat the Texans or
Yeah.
somebody with a,
yeah.
Interesting.
Well, they were talking just the other day. I was watching a thing on the talking about Mahomes and Mahomes. They're not even favored to finish in the top 2 in the Western Conference over there in the AFC. That the Chargers and Denver are the 2 favorites to win that. And I believe with Kenneth Walker, Kenneth Walker over there as a running game. I mean, they did lose a wide receiver, but I mean, you still have Kelsey, who's still going to get things done. Kelsey still gets open. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And having Mahomes back, I mean, you still got one of the great quarterbacks coming off of a bad knee injury. So yeah, I guess there's a lot of things but Spagnuolo does a great job of putting defenses together.
Yeah, there's some question marks here in Kansas City and the newly married Mr. Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's going to be in a good mood this year, if that's going to improve his game now that he's a married man.
She's the breadwinner.
Maybe she won't be at the games now that they're married. Just see when you get home.
Yeah,
that's it.
She'll be at the Knicks game. I can't believe she showed up at the Knicks game and acted like a fan. I couldn't even believe that. I think it was to see Chalamet.
That's it. They'll have their own post-game show. Hey, I got to make mention of it as we approach the weekend. Iowa Speedway, that's the site of this Sunday's NASCAR action beginning at 3:30 p.m. as NASCAR gets that much closer to their playoff format. They had the week off, big summer break for them. Formula One is out until August 23rd. I got to say, this has been our first time really reaching out all the way to Mexico tonight.
Just shows you what the Flagler Voice podcast studio can do. Things that we can do, and even make Tim look good on the camera, which is
Sitting
impossible.
sitting next to you is kind of easy.
Yeah, it's true. Very
Well,
true.
you know,
tell him. Hey, Wilson, tell him 65 inches of me.
That's it. Hey, if you're lucky, you had it recorded somehow. Well, you can play it back when you get back.
Yeah, it's on tonight. I'll be on YouTube tonight watching it because I don't, and it won't be in Spanish.
And it won't be in Spanish. Well, hey, you know what? You guys have about another 3 days out there, right? A little over 3 days.
And
So be safe. I want to thank you both for being on the show, and our producer, Alan, doing the fine job and chiming in and giving us the applause there. Everything Boston was mentioned on the show. He was pretty consistent with that. Johnny Monte Carlo saying we'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Be safe out there in Mexico.
Peace.